Steps I Took podcast.
We're here again today. I'm really excited for this guest because...
Why are you excited?
This woman has been so supportive, not just for me, but for so many women in Dubai in general. And not just the people that she actually touches and supports physically, but also the content that she puts out there, the messages she puts out there. It's always words of wisdom and advice. And also just being real, just being a real person and just saying really how it is. She's a very successful businesswoman now, but she wasn't always successful. And she's very open and honest with that. Whereas lots of people like to mystify the truth. I don't think she does that. I think she's very honest. And if you ask her a direct question, she gives you direct answers, which is always good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that then, hearing some honest truths.
Yes, exactly. So today we are going through the journey. Kelly Marie Hodgkin.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Before we get into it, we have a tradition at the beginning of the podcast.
I can't sing or dance.
You said she could sing. You said she could dance.
Lies.
No, so we asked all our guests, what was one highlight of the last 7 days for you?
Oh, good one. Highlight for me for the last 7 days is getting through the Formula One. We had like 52 hostesses working for us and it was chaos.
Wow.
So just surviving that is a highlight for me.
Yeah. When you say you had 52 hostesses working for you, what were they doing?
Like on board the yachts
Yeah.
and at the different like venues to promote the venues, but 51 hostesses to manage is a lot.
Yeah.
When they would just want to party and get drunk.
Yeah.
Can imagine. Yeah. No, interesting. That's yeah, fair. You got through?
Got through.
Yeah, well done.
Need to tell the tale.
Successfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many years have you been doing that for?
However many years the F1's been on in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
15 years now?
Okay, yeah.
14 years, something like that.
Yeah. So you got in early.
Yeah.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of everything we do, we like to take it all the way back to little young Kelly.
Oh, gosh.
How
You
was
got
young
tissues?
Kelly?
No, I'm joking. I'll be all right.
We want to know more about young Kelly and how young Kelly has brought to life Kelly that is here today.
I mean, a lot of people already know my story, but for those that listening that don't, I was adopted when I was 3 years old, along with my two siblings, two sisters. We were lucky enough to be adopted all together. But the beginning part was like my birth mum, she was 16 when she had me. She had my older sister 10 months before that. So she literally had a baby and then a month later got pregnant. And then a year later had my other sister. So she was very young. I think she was into drugs and alcohol and she wasn't coping very well. So she had 3 children, as you do. She didn't have a partner or anything. And she struggled and the social services were back and forth taking us away, you know, and she was clean and then she wanted us back. So I say it was very traumatic. I can't obviously remember that part. And then till one day where the social workers finally did take us away for good because my younger sister got burnt really badly once. She used to leave us alone quite a lot. And then we were all put into foster care separately. But me and my older sister were together. And then we were super lucky to be adopted by one family. So we all got adopted together. I don't really remember much of my childhood. I think you black out quite a lot when, you know, you've had trauma and stuff. But we did get adopted by an incredible family. And it wasn't easy for them. I mean, you guys don't have kids, do you?
No.
So to imagine like 3 girls from like 3, 4 and 5 with so much baggage and trauma and you've never been a parent before, like crazy. But they did it. They did a good job. Although we had our own demons that we had to deal with. My sister left home when she was 16. I left home when I was 16 and rebelled. But here I am today. It shaped me to have like resilience and strength in you know, dark times and gives me that kind of drive to make sure that that's never my life and I'll always do better and be better.
If you were to, I guess, I know it's probably difficult to summarize it, but would you say you had, obviously despite the trauma, would you say overall your childhood with the adoptive parents was like, do you have fond memories of that, or is it more?
As a family, yeah, they were incredible people. You know, they did their best for us, but I think living with these traumas and memories and stuff from childhood made it really difficult to kind of relax and kind of enjoy it, because we were always so prepared for them to leave, or, you know, because when you go through all that kind of rejection and trauma, you kind of always waiting for the good to turn into shit. Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of hard to enjoy it and really appreciate, you know, what we had at the time.
Do you think that you still have that rebellious side in you?
No, I definitely think since having, you know, my 4 kids, it's toned it down a bit. I think when I say rebel, I think we were just like, we pushed back on, you know, the rules and the boundaries. And, you know, when my sister left home and I was just like, and then they were a little bit, they were quite strict, my parents, but not in a bad way. But I kind of, I got grounded for something and I was just like, no, I'm not having it. So I left.
You're not
Got on the train.
You're not grounded me.
Yeah, no, it was
out.
like, no, I left. And then came back a year later and it was fine.
Where did you leave and go to?
I mean, that was a tough period. I slept on couches, I slept in a car, I slept on a police bench, like waiting area. I didn't do anything wrong. I slept at my aunt's. Like I don't know. It was bad.
You were resourceful though.
Yeah, I started working.
You're still resourceful now.
Yeah.
I would say you're still quite rebellious now.
Would you?
I think you like to push the limits where you can.
Yeah.
And
I'm definitely not like fitting into a box.
Yeah.
You can see that by all the things that you do, you know.
Yeah.
So like at 16, what was it that made you decide to go back home? Was it you kind of?
So at 16, I got a job, started to work, and then at 17, I went back home. So why did I go back home? It was tough out there in the hood. It was really tough. I think probably the turning point was for me was probably sleeping in a police waiting area because I didn't have anywhere to go. I was like, oh, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Bed.
Like actually.
And I had an incredible house waiting for me. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, they took me back with open arms and then I got my shit together. But not that I didn't have my shit together, but I was homeless.
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
Essex.
Essex. Okay. Yeah.
And are you still close with your sisters now?
I mean, we're not super close. No, we never have really been that close. I think we've all dealt with everything that happened to us differently, and we all remember it differently, right? Even though my sister's only 10 months older than me, she has a very different kind of narrative on it, and she's really angry. Whereas I'm like, you know, if I ever was to meet my birth mum, I would just give her a hug. You know, everyone's got their reasons and stuff. I've got no anger towards her. You know, whatever happened to me in the past has shaped me to like who I am now. So
that's really nice that you're not holding on to anger and resentment.
No. I mean, I think as an adult now, you know that everyone's going through something, and I think, like you said earlier, like why I like to help people is because you never know what they're going through, and I did some therapy, and it's made me realize, like, when people say things or do things, like, it isn't a reflection on me at all. It's what's going on with them, and I think you just have to be very mindful of that. Like, I'm sure she didn't want to give me away. Why would you? I mean, I hope not.
It's true. It's true. And it's a really nice perspective that you have that's probably helped carry you through to where you are now.
Yeah, zero victim mentality, like, is what it is.
Yeah. It's amazing. So 17, you had your job, you went back home. Have you always had this hard working mentality that you have now?
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's like, we're obviously, my sisters, they're just not, like, they don't have that. Like, my younger sister definitely doesn't have that. Where for me, like, I've always wanted and always known that I was made for bigger and better things, you know? And to get stuck in at work, working from 16, selling windows and getting paid under the counter because I wasn't quite old enough. And just from then, like, never a day where I would not want to work. Like, even when I met my husband and he was like, you don't need to work. And I'm like, I'm working. Like, I couldn't imagine a day where I didn't.
Where do you think that came from? And like, obviously, you know, you said that it's different to your sisters. Where do you think that
I think you've either got it
from?
or you don't. Like, I think being an entrepreneur and being like a hustler or a businesswoman, like, it's not something you can learn how to run a business or create a business. But I think to have that passion and the kind of hustle and the want, I think it's something that you're born with. I think obviously what happened to me helped push me and drive me. But I honestly feel like you've either got it or you don't.
Interesting. So when you have been like working through, I think you've done a lot of different things, right? What's helped you to find your way in knowing what it is that you want to do?
I don't even think that I know what I'm doing or what I want to do, but I just think I started off with sales, obviously selling windows, and then I worked for Optical Express for 8 years, and that was, selling, it's optics. I sold laser treatments and stuff like that, and I think I've just always had a passion for like my thing was upselling, and then they put me into different clinics around the UK that were underperforming, and then I pushed them to get where they needed to be. I think for me, like, I don't know, because now like what I do in business, it's just you're either good at business and like how to kind of grow businesses and make them work and help. I don't know.
So from a younger age, then you were helping a business grow.
Yeah.
And then you've taken that knowledge and then put it into your coaching clients.
I suppose
and your
so.
business
Yeah, I never
clients
like
now.
sat back and thought about it, but yeah, I suppose that's where it kind of stemmed from.
Because the way I know you as well is that you like to help.
Yeah.
You like to help whenever you can. If I come and meet you, one of the first things you say is, "How can I help you?"
Yeah.
No.
And it just comes naturally, right? It's not like it's just like, what can I like? It's no skin off my nose,
Yeah. But it seems like you've always been that way. Whether you're helping in the business, helping a person, helping like in any which way you can.
Yeah. It's nice to be nice.
Yeah. It is nice.
Yeah. So with the optics and stuff, what happened after that? When did you come?
I was working for them for 8 years. The landlord that I had in Scotland, because I moved to Scotland with the same company, he was moving to Dubai. He was setting up a real estate company, and he was like, I need a PA. And I was like, I'm coming. So sold everything, never been a PA before, but I'm super organized. So I knew I could do it. Moved over, and then he like paid me like for a month. And then he was like, yeah, it's going to be longer. It's not like things aren't happening as fast. It was like 17 years ago here. Things aren't happening as fast as I wanted, and it's going to take longer. Can you go back and come back again? And I'm like, no, sold everything. So then I had to give myself like a month to find a job and make it work, or I'd have to go home, and that wasn't an option for me. So I found a job.
What was the job?
Setting up a modelling and events company for somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah. So I rented a maid's room in Jumeirah and did extra like gardening and cleaning for this guy to help him out, to like help my rent go down a bit. And then, set up this company for these guys for a year.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you set it up for them. So like what you were doing back in the UK, helping set up company. Well, not setting up.
No, that was optics. This was modelling and events. So completely different. Totally winged. But
is it similar in the sense of actually setting up a business?
No, completely different. Like It was like I didn't set the business up. I set the modelling and events side up. Like recruited the models and got the customers and did the web, like random stuff that I've never done before.
So how did you get into that where you didn't have any experience in it?
Winged it, mate. Winged it. Yeah.
And then how long were you doing that for before you
did that for a year, and then 2008 the crash hit, and everything kind of went to shit.
Yeah.
And then started my own one after that.
Ah, so that's why you've had it for so long.
Yeah.
So you've found out how to do it.
And did it myself.
Interesting.
And the one that you managed before, is that still going on, or has that one,
Went bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went kaput after I left.
Seems like everything you touched starts to kind of thrive, and then
Turns to gold.
Yeah, and then when you like leave it, it's just like, see ya.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. So are you enjoying now keep carrying on these businesses that you have? Because obviously you have your modeling business and that kind of like works for itself.
Yeah, it totally
now?
runs itself.
Yeah, so you don't have to be as hands-on with it, obviously in busy periods and things, but you have your fingers in many pies.
Yeah.
So I know that you have said before, like one of your biggest learning curves is where you put your investments.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through that?
I think one of my biggest learning curves when it comes to failure is bad investments and knowing when to invest and good investments. I think just through experience, I do a lot of my investments through passion and for things that I really like, I'm interested in and I'm passionate about, and I can be hands-on. So I wouldn't invest on something and then just leave it and like just hope for the best. I really want to get involved. So I think for me, bad investments when you invest for the wrong reasons and it's all just about a monetary gain. I think you really need to you really need to enjoy it or be passionate about the business that you're investing in. Otherwise, I think it wouldn't work.
So does that mean that now for you, when it comes to investing, you won't do it even if the numbers make so much sense? If there's not like a hook for you, then you're
Exactly
not involved.
That, yeah.
What about on the other side? If the numbers are looking like they're not making as much sense, but
Then
you have a
I
passion.
know that I could take it over and do you know what I mean? If I'm really passionate about it, I know that I've done it before with businesses that I could turn it around.
Okay, that's
So I
good.
would get involved and it's all about the people and the connection as well. Like if the business is great and I love the business, but the person's is off or the energies are off, nah.
Yeah.
Me.
Interesting. So you're running on vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it seems to have worked so far.
Yeah. Well, I made a few bad ones, but now I've got some experience. Yeah.
What have you learned from the bad investments that you've made?
Don't do them. No, again, just exactly what I just said. Like, the bad investments have made because you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier about, husband and, kids, etc. How did that sort of come about, and how?
Fuck knows.
Yeah.
Honestly, can you swear?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I met my husband. I'd been here a year, and he needed hostesses for an event, and someone put us together, and we sat. How long have you been here for?
4 years.
Okay, so newbie, and you've been here
8 years.
8. Were you here? You were here when Biddy Bondi was a thing.
Yeah.
So we met there for a business meeting. He had his partner with him, and I had one of my friends. And he needed hostess for a white party at the Ritz-Carlton where you did your event. So we met, and then we got married and had 4 fucking kids.
Mad.
Like, we didn't even want kids. Neither of us really wanted to get married.
Yeah.
It just
Here we
happened. How has your husband played an impact on you now as a person? Because you've been together for how many years?
Grey hair. Do you know what? People always ask me like who my biggest like mentor in life, and I think when I started in business, there wasn't this kind of female empowerment, and like business mentors weren't really it wasn't really cool to have a business mentor then. It's so cool now. Excuse me. But I think for me, because he had he started his business when I met him, so he was kind of growing it at the same time. But he's really good at business. He's not as like planned and balanced as me and stuff, but he's really a good businessman. So I think I've learned a lot from him when it comes to business, and he's also taught me not to care what people think. Like, 6 years ago, I'd be really upset if like I'd had one of these trolls on Instagram or something, or, it'd bother me like a comment, or what people thought of me would really, really fucking bother me. But he's made me realise, and now I don't care, and he's really like put that into me that it's not important.
What tips can you give listeners who are struggling with that kind of thing? Because
honestly, it takes time. It takes time. You can't just be like, oh, stop, why do you care what people think about you? Like, stop, like you can't just switch it off overnight. Like, you really have to do counselling and therapy and stuff like that to kind of, or like meditation. I don't know what you would do, like self-worth, self-love kind of sessions and stuff, but you have to do that work to enable yourself to change that mindset and do that switch, because it doesn't happen overnight. It's not something you can just be like, okay, great, I'm not going to think about what other people think of me. Like, it doesn't work like that. You've got to do the work.
So was your husband just there with you, like, as encouragement, as you're doing the work, he's encouraging you to keep your mindset straight?
Yeah, like he's not into these crystals and stuff that I found crystals. That's like my God. He's not into all of that, but he's very kind of like, and I said to him the other day, I was a bit upset about this thing, and he was like, no. And then he gives me a different perspective, and I'm like, yeah, oh my God, you're right.
I think that
when he's right.
I think that shows the importance of, choosing, the right life partner.
Yeah.
Because, you could easily have had someone else and they might have, tried to shut out the ambition that you had. And
for sure, yeah. I think we when we met, we're both so similar. We're both super ambitious, and we both, we're still exactly the same. But you need that support. You need that support from a partner to be able to kind of push you and drive you as well.
And where you've been together for years, going through different businesses, different investments, having
highs, lows,
child after child, what advice do you have for people who are going through relationships to keep a steady ground and to like keep strong together?
I think you've always got to remember that you're a team. I think that's really important. It's not it's not always been easy, and it's still not. Like it's highs and lows. But for me, and this is probably a woman thing that we would say, communication is key, guys. Like I even say it to him now. I'm like, you need to communicate with me. Like we're not mind readers. Like we can do a lot, but we're not mind readers. And I think for me, teamwork is all about communication.
Yeah.
If that's gone, then you're fucked.
Yeah. I think that's, that goes with regards to like relationships on a personal level, but even professional.
100%,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
People you work with, how's your communication?
It's
Well,
decent.
It's bad
Like,
this morning.
I mean,
it was bad.
sometimes a chaser
Sometimes
might little disappear, little.
I have.
I'm throwing you on the bus now, aren't
Yeah,
I?
isn't it? Sometimes I go through some ghosting times of like 24 to 72 hours.
Okay. But you come back.
I come back.
And I guess through like working with each other now, I know that when that happens, I know she's fighting fires, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Give her a time.
yeah.
Space.
Whereas maybe at the beginning, I might have taken offense to it, you know.
Of
Whereas
course,
now,
yeah.
I think where she's communicated like this is like certain times where
What I do.
yeah, and then there's going to be certain times when I'm doing that as well, right?
Yeah,
So,
like this morning when I had to
yeah.
call you 4 times.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. Throw
We
me on the
understand
bus.
each other
Yeah,
now.
it's
And
cool.
we're getting there. We're getting there. Communication is key.
Yeah.
But I think as long as everyone is clear,
Yeah.
and also it's about not taking things personally, especially in business.
Which is hard. Like I said, it's not something that like came easy to me. But once you do, God, life's so much easier.
Feel breezy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like we said, you're doing a lot of things. Do you want to talk us through some of these things?
So I've got my gym clothing brand. I'll give you some stuff so you can have some extra clothes. Some gym,
I need it.
Gym clothing brand. We're launching our 2025 collection in the next couple of weeks. We're just finalising a few of those things. We've got lovely men's stuff. We're going to do more of a lounge kind of wear style as well for the women.
And you had the maternity shoot recently.
We've got our maternity leggings as well, which is a huge hit. I think we sold out in the first 4 weeks. So.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
And was this like another passion project? Sort of what made you decide to
Gym
go?
clothing was, yeah. I was actually employed by them as an ambassador, and I honestly fell in love with the brand. Like it's such a great brand and such great quality. And I go to the gym like 5-6 times a week. You know, I do loads of sports, and the fit and everything is just perfect. Again, I wouldn't have put my name to it if I didn't believe in it, and it's so amazing. So yeah, huge passion project for me. So we've got that still going strong. Obviously, Muses and Mimosas. We do a little podcast every couple of weeks. Bling Bingo. Where were you guys?
Oh, yeah, the new one. I did actually mean to come. Sorry, I will come to the next one.
The next one is 21st of Feb. And it's at Players House on the Palm. And it's R&B, old school garage, hip hop. But your bingo card is songs. So you hear the song, then you've got to...
I'll win that then.
card.
That's
Yeah,
that's
but it's
like,
bingo, so you might not know.
if
Luck.
of those genres that you mentioned, I'm telling you now, I'll win
But
it.
you can use Shazam. So it's all about luck. If you've got the card with all
I don't
the
need
songs.
Shazam.
Well, you don't need Shazam. But you can if
I'm a
you
DJ
want.
as well, so yeah,
are
yeah.
you?
So like, yeah,
What's your DJ name?
Giovanni Letford.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Might need a DJ.
Yeah. You safe. You do that safe
Yeah.
venue, right? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah.
How did the first one go?
Amazing. Like
Mm.
completely sold out. And we had some amazing prizes like diamond earrings. We had like
What?
meals for 4. Oh yeah, this
Yo.
is bingo. This is
How
where
much
the
is it-
bling comes in.
How much is the ticket to
They
this
start
Bling
at
Bingo?
like start at 400 dirhams, and that
Mm-hmm.
includes unlimited drinks for 2 hours and food.
21st of Feb. Is that
Yeah.
a Saturday or what?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah,
It's
let's
the
go.
bling. The bling
Yeah.
in bingo is the prize. Like the bling. Like we had diamond earrings. We had Chanel products. We had tables for dinner and drinks at different restaurants. We had massages. We had facials. We had makeup sessions. We had loads of stuff.
Yeah.
A yacht experience from Superfly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean up.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying it. I'm just putting it out there.
Prizes were
Like,
sick, guys.
yeah.
That is very, very, very good. so
that's
what
good.
even made you want to go down that route?
Do you know what? I've been talking about this for 2 years. Like I love bingo. I'm a bit old. I'm a bit young for the number thing.
Yeah.
But then I went to one recently, and it was R and bingo, and it was amazing. But I just knew that what I wanted to do mixed with that would just be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, everything I do turns to gold. But yeah, we had 120 people there. And it was just sick. And the vibe, with that kind of music, the vibe's always good.
Yeah. You can't go wrong. Right?
Everyone was like, "This is amazing." Can you do one monthly? And I'm like, I don't have time for that. But yeah, once every 3 months is good.
Nice. And was that your first time venturing into, I guess, the event space in terms of like putting on an event and a concept like that?
I put on lots of events, like empowerment events, retreats, networking events, business events. So for me, I could do that with my eyes closed. But, with every kind of thing that you do, it's something new, and you're always a bit like 11 days before, I was like, I ain't going to sell enough tickets. And then literally you had to turn people away. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Though. Really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And once every quarter gives it that kind of like
anticipation.
Exactly. So I don't want to like do it to death where it's every month. So
I mean, to be in with an opportunity to win diamond earrings every month.
The next set of prizes are going to be even better.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, like let me not get too gassed because like when it comes to music and stuff, like especially those genres,
it was sick. It was so good. Everyone had such a good time.
That's the main thing.
And then all the other stuff, I've still got obviously KMH events. We've taken on a few different brands, different clients that need a little bit to just be more visual, more brand awareness. So we're running a few of those.
How is it that how do you help these brands? Just because I know there'll be lots of people watching and listening, like, how can she help me?
Well, I'm a business mentor, so I do one-on-one sessions. I have about 20 clients a month, and we sit and we do a plan for 3 to 6 months, depending on how many sessions they book. They've started a business, they've got a business, their business needs a little bit of help. So wherever you are, you've got a business idea. Wherever you are on that journey, I'll be able to help you. And then some of the brands need help, like with marketing, with PR, with socials, with, brand awareness, with sales, with generating anything. It could be anything. And we kind of take them on a retainer for like 3 to 6 months and then try and get them to where they need to be.
And do you have any criteria, like say someone like a businessman or woman's listening or a brand, is there like a criteria to where you say, actually, no, we're not going to work with you in this case, or was it anything?
You can just pay me.
Yeah. So it's money's the criteria, basically.
Money's the criteria.
Money and also something that you're passionate about.
When it comes to this, because it's not like a long-term investment, like it's 3 to 6 months, like we can help anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's really good.
Yeah.
There's lots of entrepreneurial humans in Dubai.
There is. And they just need a little bit, like I said, like I've done it all. I've made the mistakes. I've started the businesses. I failed. I've succeeded. And you kind of just need someone who's got that experience. I could be the most cleverest human on the planet. But if you don't have the experience, if you're not actually physically done it, then I think that's a disconnect. You need to actually have the experience.
Do you think the landscape today is harder or easier than, say, 17 years ago when you came and started, getting into business out here? Do you think people coming out today is easier because there's more opportunities, or do you think it's...
I don't know. I mean, I didn't find it that difficult then. I think with what I know now, it's easier. But I just think there's so many more opportunities now for people. If you come out here, there's so much. You can come out here and do anything you want. I think that's the beauty of this place. Like, you've got an idea, this place makes it happen. And obviously I help.
Yeah. I mean, I think lots of people have ideas, but having that drive, like you said, whether it's
to put it into practice,
it's a whole different thing.
Because so many people come to me and they've got an idea and I'm really excited about with them, but they just don't get to the next level because really they don't want to put the hard work in.
Yeah, they just want the outcome of it. Very true.
Yeah.
So obviously you've made some mistakes with investments, but what, other than the investments, what do you think have been your biggest learning curves or like your pivotal moments in business?
I would say not trusting everyone. I think I was like years ago, I was a lot too trusting. Kind of trusted everyone, and I get very passionate about things, and I share all my ideas, and then so it's not to trust everyone, and to read energies. For me, it's all about energies. You can come and your CV can look absolutely incredible, but I'll employ you on energy, or I'll do business with you on energies. And if there's bad vibes, see you later.
Yeah,
I think that's really important, that you've got to have like a good team of people, good energies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what would you say, like, to anyone listening now that has a business idea? I think a lot of our listeners are people that are maybe working full time and want to escape.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's maybe perhaps got I don't know, like a teacher or someone working in the corporate world, and they want to escape and they might have an idea, what advice would you give?
I would say start the side hustle. A lot of my people that come to me with ideas, they do actually have full-time jobs, and then they want to, I'd be like, stick with the full-time job because you need that salary behind you while you're starting something new. But if you've got a dream and it's like, start the side hustle, guys. Yeah. This is the year of the side hustle.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm calling it 2025, by the way, everyone.
Yeah.
2025, start the side hustle, start putting pen to paper.
100%.
100, yeah.
And that's what I help with. Like, they're like, I've got this idea, and I'm like, right. Then we put a plan, 3 to 6 months. And once you've got it down, so every time they come to me with a session, they leave with homework. They've got shit to do. And come back to me in the next session, whether it's a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You have to have that list done.
How often do people come back to you and they haven't actually ticked off tasks?
Not that often. And maybe that if they do, then we don't do a session until they've done it, which is fine because, people are busy, but especially if they do have a full-time job. But most people are on it.
Yeah, that's good. Because it's like, for you as the coach, do you get demotivated to support people who aren't supporting themselves?
At the end of the day, they're paying. So it's like, if you're paying, you've got to do the work.
Yeah.
Most of my guys are really good though.
Yeah, it's almost like if you've invested that amount of money into something, you don't want to throw it away, right?
No, exactly.
Yeah. But then do you feel you're helping them, mentoring them in business, but you yourself have done a lot of counselling and therapy and different types of work to support yourself mentally. And obviously that supports you in business as well. Like you said, not letting the trolls affect you and things like that. When you're doing your business coaching, do you find that you're supporting people with their mental state as well?
I don't think. Really? And at the beginning when I started, it did. Someone actually just needed life advice, and I actually just gave them a different contact because that isn't what I do. Like, I have opinions, but it might not be the right thing for someone. I don't want to go down that route of life advice and relationship advice and health advice. Like, I've got my opinion, but it could be completely wrong for someone else. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I'd be like, I've got someone perfect for you, but that's not me. Like, we usually does stick to the business thing. My sessions are 45 minutes and we need to cram as much as we can into that, so it doesn't usually digress into something else.
That is good though, having the boundaries there, because lots of people will just impart their
Of course
advice.
They would. And I'm all for it, but advice and opinions, like, like
everyone has them.
Everyone's got them. Yeah, everyone's got one.
How do you sort of juggle, I guess, the different hats, being a businesswoman, being a wife,
Husband.
being a mother?
Yeah.
Like, how do you switch between the three? How do you juggle it all, balance?
I mean, I'm really good at it, to be honest. I think a lot of people that I was speaking to recently are like, there's no such thing as a balance. And I'm like, but there is. It's priorities, it's planning, and it's preparation. Like, for me, I'm such a planner, and I plan out my day, and there's like after 3 it's the kids, from the morning it's me, and then in the middle it's my clients and my businesses. I'm really just very good at balance. My husband's terrible at it. Like, he can't get the family balance work thing right. He never has. But I'm amazing at it. I don't know why, just am.
So do you plan like date nights and activities with the kids?
I mean, I plan everything, but I probably need to focus more on date nights. But everything is in my diary. I've got my own journal, as a chaser knows. The 2025 is out now. And basically it's helped me with my planning and stuff. I've got like a different highlight of everything. Hate using Google Calendars. I love writing it all down. Old school.
Yeah, same. But then I don't like carrying around the book.
I don't mind.
Yeah. I use a bit of both. Like, I go through phases. Sometimes I'm like all about the digital diary, and then sometimes I'm like, no, I need to write this down.
Yeah. I love ticking it off when I've done it as well.
Yeah.
I love a to-do list, and it's like tick, tick,
cross. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
It's just satisfaction.
Yeah.
So obviously you've done a lot, you're doing a lot. Is there anything that you want to tell our listeners about that you haven't managed to tell them about that is coming up for 2023?
Did you say 2023?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling it.
Cheeky little placement.
There.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Love that. What is coming up for 2025 is going to be crazy busy. We're planning our KMH retreat. We did business retreats with a little bit of like holistic stuff, some wellness. So we're planning our next retreat. We're looking at a few different locations. So we've done Zanzibar, we've done Maldives, we've done Dubai. We're looking at Italy now for the next one. That's coming up. I'm doing a success summit, which hopefully will be probably in February. got Bling Bingo, 21st of Feb. Be there, be square. Celebrity Soccer is coming back in February as well. So we're the proud sponsors of that, and so is Gym Clothing. So Celebrity Soccer Match, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's happening. So you guys need to come down to that.
Yeah. Where's that gonna? Have you got the venue?
It's going to be at Precision Football Club in Ibn Battuta.
Yeah.
What else we got? And then obviously I'm open for business mentor sessions and collaborations. Any more?
Yeah. I mean, I just saw before we kind of started recording about your little collab with purchasing a car. Yeah, Elite Cars. So is that how long have you been doing collaborations with brands? And
again, it was super organic. Like if anyone ever put me in an influencer category, I'll be like, no. I'm an entrepreneur. But I think just with my following and my engagement and interaction and how many people actually do buy stuff, I've got a lot of affiliates with a lot of different brands because like the proof's in the pudding, right? A lot of my followers buy all this stuff. So it just happened naturally and been lucky enough to get some incredible collabs and brands reach out.
Fantastic. I want to know more about the Success Summit.
Watch this space.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for talking to us, talking us through everything.
Me.
Before we end, we have an end of podcast tradition as well.
No singing, no dancing?
No. I mean, you can.
Can't.
you can try
Physically can't.
Yeah, I bet
you will like Bling and Bingo though. I bet you'll have a little.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
A few champagnes out of my way.
Garage fingers out and
literally.
Yeah.
You'll see Kelly at Garage Nation with the garage fingers out.
Yes, you will.
So our end of podcast tradition is for if you could impart a rule for everyone in the world to follow, what would it be?
Don't take no for an answer.
Oh.
And why?
Because no does not exist in my world. Neither does can't.
Yeah.
I say this to my children all the time. Apart from if I say no to them, you have to take that as an answer because that is it. But there's no such word as can't when it comes to anything in life, and don't take no for an answer in business.
I love it. I love that. That's probably what's got you to where you are today, right?
Yeah.
So like, just to touch on that. So say if you try to do something and they were like, no, how would you get around that?
I would hammer them down till they're so sick of me, they just let me do it anyway.
Okay.
Or I'd find my way around it a different way.
Yeah.
Talk to another person.
Yeah.
Find another door.
I like that,
assassinate that person. Move to the top.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming
You're so
on
welcome.
and talking us through your
it's been good.
story.
Yeah.
Your journey is very inspirational.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for
Thanks
sharing.
for having me.
Yeah, thanks.